Good afternoon. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Wonderful, wonderful. So the first thing I want to do is check in with you just to see how your journaling is going.
It's going really good. It's
Okay,
going
so
really good.
good. So, but what are some things that you've learned about yourself so far since you've been journaling?
I've learned a lot about myself. And the main things that I've really learned about myself through journaling is that I'm a leader
Okay.
and that people in my family and in my personal life, my professional life, they really take what I say to heart.
Mm.
It was funny because now I see why I'm in such high demand. And I
Okay.
had to, because I was like, you remember when I was telling you in the last session, like, I just want my time to be my time.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
through journaling, I realized when you are a leader, when you are an empath, it's like it attracts people to you. People are attracted to the light.
Mm.
And everybody can be a little bit selfish, but I'm used to just putting myself to the side to help other people.
Okay.
And I'm thinking like they're going to do the same for me, and when they don't, I was hurt, and I felt like through my journal I was becoming a victim, and I'm
Mm.
like, okay, no, I don't
Okay.
want to do that. And then being a leader, you have to, it's a responsibility. It's a huge responsibility when you are a leader,
Mm-hmm.
because you have certain traits and things about your personality that other people might, they don't have, but they
Mm-hmm.
want it. And because they don't have it, they're going to say little things, but it's really like they're really upset with themselves. They're
Mm.
really not even upset with you. You just have something and they wish they had. You have some energy, some light. And I also realized that people were coming to me unhappy, depressed, sad, plugging into me, getting all my energy,
Mm.
unplugging and running off, and I'm just tired. So I've started to not answer those phone calls,
Mm-hmm.
or I'll give them 15 minutes and then I've got to go, because I can feel the energy from me draining, and then they just starting to feel better. So I
Mm.
don't let them, I can't give you all my energy. I could just give you a little bit at a
Yeah.
time. So that's what I've learned.
Okay, I love that. Some of those words that you said was like, you said you've been a leader
Hmm.
and not being a victim. And then you mentioned some traits of a leader. So, what do you think? What traits? How would you describe yourself now as a leader in terms of like your family, being a mother, being a coworker? What are some What are some words that would describe leadership to you? Playing those roles.
Playing those roles. Number one, I'm family oriented.
Okay.
Majority of the people in my family that were really into family have passed away.
Mm.
So my grandmother, when she was passing away, during this pandemic last year in 2020, she told me that, okay, you're going to be the one next in line to keep everybody together. And I said, oh, my grandmother, I don't want to do that. I
Yeah.
don't want that responsibility. I want to be free. And
Yeah.
she said, well, you don't always get what you want,
Mm.
because somebody is going to be the one to have to do the Sunday dinners. Somebody's going to have to be the one to do the Christmas parties, to bring the whole family together.
Hmm.
And whether you want that or not, it's going to happen. I mean, you can fight it, but it's going to happen, and you're going to have to learn how to deal with it. And I was like, well, whatever. So, but I see it now, and I have
Yeah.
to embrace it. And if the more I fight it,
Yeah.
the harder it's been for me.
Hmm.
But I'm family oriented. I'm not a procrastinator. I like to get things done, and I like to get it done the first time, not have to keep going back and forth doing things. Um, I am confident. I believe I'm confident in myself.
Hmm.
Maybe when it comes professionally, some of my professional abilities, I kind of question myself. But I'm sure as I continue to, practicing going, I'll get that confidence. It's not to where I feel like I can't do it. I just want to try it, get the opportunity to see how I'll do doing it. And so I'm going to get that opportunity for sure. I feel like I'm a good communicator.
Okay.
I do. I really feel like that. I need to, and I know I need to become a better listener. But listening and communication, they kind of go the same. But I can listen, but if it's a lot of stuff going on with a person, I will kind of cut them off, because if I feel like they're not taking accountability, then I don't want to hear it.
Okay.
So I need to just, sometimes people not coming to get an answer from you or a conclusion. They just want you to vent. They just want to vent, and they just want to let you to listen. But after a while, I'm like, okay, come on now, what we gonna do with this?
Yeah.
So I feel like those are some of my good traits about myself.
Okay, so being not a procrastinator,
I'm organized,
a good communicator, being family oriented, feel empowered by those words, and that is the power of journaling. So you can dig deeper, because sometimes we focus so much on what's going bad, in our lives, that we lose focus on those positive things about ourselves. Like you said, having that confidence. One of the words that you used a few minutes ago when I was asking you about your journaling, you mentioned about having to unplug from different people. So that takes me into our other goal, about self-care. How have you unplugged, and here these past couple of weeks?
Just, meditation. I love meditation. I started to go to sleep with my little jazz music playing again in the background. My water, that app I have an app called Calm.
Okay.
And it has all these sounds. I like sounds. I really don't have to hear people talking or talking in the background, but I love music and I love water. The water elements are good for me. And so I've been going to sleep with that. Doing a Calm app also has this lady, and she helps you with your breathing and stuff like that. Words of affirmation, saying good things to myself, buying little shirts and little crystals. I started collecting some crystals.
Okay.
And I keep them with me to keep the negative people away.
Yeah.
And it's funny because it seemed like it's working. It seemed like it's working because I had put it on my desk one day, and my supervisor's she was coming when she seen that little black crystal right there. She just kind of stayed back a little bit and talked to me from afar, and then she just ran off. So I was looking like, maybe this is really working. It just all starts in your mind. But
yeah,
and she was like, lighting Palo Santo, sage in the house.
Okay.
And I don't really like the smell of sage. I've never lit sage, but I tried it. It smelled kind of bad, but I really like the Palo Santo. So I'll just keep the sage, in a spot. And just, that's what I've been getting into that a lot. And it helps me because when I'm doing those things, I notice too, when I'm doing the Palo Santo and the sage, and the kids, they see the crystals, they be like, I'm gonna let you do that. So that's really what I've been doing. And exercising and just getting ready for my residency and stuff like that. That's really exciting. When I got that email, I was like, yes, it's about to start. So that'll be fun because I'll be around like-minded people. When you're not around like-minded people, it can kind of be exhausting, but I'm ready because we kind of have the same kind of goals. So yeah.
All right there. I love that. And may I add another word?
Yes.
Being resourceful. Because again, that's just another benefit of journaling and you pouring into yourself, because now you've also learned that other ways to have self-care.
Yes.
Having exercise, meditating, but you being resourceful and finding that crystals work for you.
Oh,
and
yes.
having sage and things of that nature. So that's awesome.
And I also got a massage.
Oh, okay.
So when I got the massage, the masseuse lady, she was like, I said, this feels so good because my neck had been really tense. And she was like, oh, she did some type of thing. And she was like, that's stress. And she when she was massaging me, she said, this is, she said massages are good for people that deal with a lot of stress and anxiety because like something about toxic stuff in your body. It flushes all the toxic stuff out. And then I started realizing like my neck ain't been hurting. So that's really good. So I'm gonna start doing massages like once a month. And it was really nice. So I really like that. That's something new I'm gonna do for myself. And I went by myself.
Good, awesome. So spending more time with yourself, trying new things, incorporating that self-care and journaling, and you're also saying that is helping to reduce your anxiety. So that's awesome to hear.
Yes.
So one of the things that we talked about in one of the previous sessions, well, you know what? I don't want to go into that on what we talked about in our previous session. You let me know what are some things we talked about in our previous session.
Just about making sure that I am taking care of myself. Giving my children responsibility and chores and things like that to help. They understand now something that you told me. Tell the kids you need 30 minutes. So I told them I need an hour. And I was like, okay, Mama, we can give you an hour.
Yeah.
And they see a change in my personality as well because now I do have time to myself. And they've grown and they make their own snacks. Now they're starting to make their little sandwiches by themselves, and they're really changing. And I see maybe I needed to change for them to change.
Okay.
So, they're going off of my ways. And so that's why I was saying, like, I have to take accountability. Like you kept saying in the last session, like, well, you're doing these things. So what are you going to do? Because if I don't change, the people around me won't change because I am a leader.
There you go.
I see it.
Yeah,
I see it now.
yeah.
I get it. I'm putting it all together. And it's been much better. It's been a lot better.
So I noticed that you said being accountable is part of being a leadership. So I want to bring in that metaphor that we talked about before, that merry-go-round and that cycle, and just bringing that back into play, because if you notice, like you said, it's what you put out there. And just because you're on this merry-go-round, that doesn't mean it can't stop at some point. You have the power, you have the leadership, you have the confidence, you have the resources, you're organized. So looking at all those things, again, just making sure that you're continuing to pour into yourself, because what you put out is what you're going to get back in return. So I'm happy that you are realizing that for yourself. But also in terms of what are some things that you recall that, as far as that relationship that we talked about with your kids versus, with your mom. Do you recall any of those things that we discussed?
Yes, when I feel like, I believe I stated that I feel like she is always asking me to do things. Just like, they were always asking me to do things. I couldn't tell her no because she was my mom. I felt like I couldn't tell them no because they were my kids. But what I did was I actually went and I tried to have a conversation with my mom. And when we had our conversation, she let me know, based off of her upbringing, that she didn't have high self-esteem, or she has a hard time, even to this day, believing in herself. And so that's when I said, okay, once we got off the phone, it made me look at myself in a different way, like, you don't have to do everything your mom wants you to do. But as a leader, you have to say, I have the tools that I need for me. So how can I go about now helping my mom get the tools? And so what I discussed with her is that you have to take accountability for things to change in your life. You can't procrastinate. You can't make excuses, Mom, about everything. But I'm here to help you with those things because we can't fix anything in our relationship 100% until you learn to take accountability and stop procrastinating because you're just stuck. Like she's on her own, like you said, merry-go-round, and she can't even stop her merry-go-round, and that's why she's not able to see what she's doing to me. And so I said, I'm here for you if you need me, if you need to talk, but I'm going to stop bringing up the past with my mom because she's never going to get it until she does those two things. And then I just got off the phone. And so that worked really, really well. I didn't get any crazy text messages, any more calls. And so the next day she called and was like, hey, how's it going? It was totally different. And I'm like, okay, we're getting some, hopefully this continue. Hopefully we'll get some results. But it's going to take me standing firm and holding her accountable. Because she's been like this for so long, I just stopped holding her accountable.
Oh, okay.
I will bring it up, but in like an argumentative way. Like you did this, and you did this to me when I was a kid, and you wasn't here for me when I had my kids, and now not really looking at her background, and now understand how upbringing really can influence the type of adult you'll grow up to be. But even though I understand that, for my self-care, for my love, I'm not going to let her use that as a crutch anymore. It's time for her to grow up as well and put those things to the side for herself, for the betterment of herself. And I told my mom, once you realize that, you'll become a better mother, a better sister, a better daughter. Like you will become a better person because I see that coming, happening to me. When I started working on myself, I started just becoming a better person all the way around. Because like I said, I used to be an angry person. And that just, it didn't work out.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so it sounds like to me, it seems like what I'm hearing is that you taking accountability for yourself and you saying no has allowed you to ensure that your family members are taking accountability for their actions.
Yeah. I'm getting a little pushback, but once you break it down to them, like, how is it okay for you to do this to me? But how would you like if I did it to you?
Okay.
How would you like if, I went out of town with a family member and you said you was going to be here at 8? And everybody know I don't play about my time. And so we had a discussion and I said, well, and they immediately forgot that they always late. And I pointed out. And I knew I was like, and she was getting a little sassy, a little salty over there. But I was like, but what about if I did it to you?
Yeah.
And she was like, you know what, cuz you right. I apologize. I know you a stickler about time, so I'm going to do better. I said, please do better because what I'm going to do, and I told her this, the next time I'm just not going to come. If I have an event and you're late, you're just not going to come in.
Yeah.
And so, she was like, if I'm late, you're not going to let me come. I'm not going to let you come. And you can be mad, but you'll get over it. And the next time, you'll be on time.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Well, it appears to me that your journaling and the self-reflection that you're doing is really helping you grow. And it seems like to me that it's helping you kind of like put a mirror up to yourself and just see what necessary changes that you need to make in order for you to lessen the anxiety that you've been dealing with. Like you said, learning how to say no, being a leader, holding yourself accountable, not procrastinating, being organized, being resourceful. All these things are empowering you to say, you know what, I do have the ability to do A, B, or C. I can let things go. I don't have to attend to everyone else's needs. I can put myself first. So that's great. That is awesome. So what I just want to, well, I'm not going to tell you what to do. What is something that you can continue to do this next week that will give you that empowerment to show those leadership skills in you?
One thing I said I'm really gonna start doing is praying more. Praying more and asking God to just give me the strength that I need to go ahead and do the things that I need to do, and realize that I'm not responsible for everybody. I'm only really responsible for myself. I can't control everybody. And that's another thing I had to look at, like, Tiffany, you're a control freak. So if you out here trying to control everything, you can't even, I'm not even in control of me, of myself. I could walk outside and anything could happen. It won't be my fault, but that's just how life is. Like, I can get in my tablet and I can write plan A, plan B, plan C, and none of those plans could work out because God could have a different plan for me, and He could be saying, no, this is not what I want you to do. And so I'm realizing for myself that I can't control other people, and I can't control even myself, really. I can practice emotional intelligence, and just not go crazy, but I can't control everything. And that's why I'm like, it's supposed to happen at this time right now. And it's like, but that also stems from being young, straight out of high school, having kids, having no control over your life, being pregnant, not wanting to be pregnant, but you still have to be, so you gotta just go through these things. But now I'm just starting to just make a plan A and a plan B, no more plan C. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'll just, you can change the plan as it goes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm really realizing, that I've been having these sessions with you. Like, okay, well, that part of plan, part one, 1 or 2 or 3 might work, before might not work. So I'm going to have to scratch that off, write a new plan, and then go from there.
Yeah.
So, and that's how I am. I know I'll just plan everything out. So, and I'm also starting to do things just off of whim.
Okay, awesome.
Because my mate, he's not a planner. He's like, well, I just thought about it,
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, well, let's do it. And it's actually fun. It's actually really fun. I'm learning that too.
Okay, so it sounds like to me that learning how to let go and not having so much control is actually allowing you to lessen the anxiety and just allowing you to be a little bit more free. Okay.
It is.
So
it is.
So that's something that you're going to do this next week, is just learn to release things just a little bit more. No plans. Well, that sounds awesome, Bo.
No plans.
Well, thank you so much for coming in. I look forward to our next session.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.